What's up, guys, and welcome to another video here on the SoFlo Soccer channel. My name is Matt, and we're back at it again with another Euros video. I honestly forget what day we're on. I think we're on day 7. But today's Friday, June 21st, 2024. Today we have Slovakia versus Ukraine. Then we have Poland versus Austria. And then the last game of the day, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we have Netherlands versus France, the biggest game of the day. Before we get started talking about the first game of the day, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And let's get into Slovakia versus Ukraine. So going into this game, Ukraine are coming off of a 3-0 loss from Romania, which absolutely surprised me. I don't know if it surprised anybody else, but it sure surprised me. And Slovakia are coming off of a 1-0 upset victory over Belgium. So there's a lot of pressure on both teams. Slovakia got the win ahead of the favorites of the group. They want to go into this game wanting to keep that momentum up. Ukraine coming off of a huge loss. They want to recuperate and come back from that. So there's a lot of pressure on these two nations in this game. Final result was a 2-1 victory for Ukraine. A very back and forth kind of game, in my opinion. I feel like that's a common trend in this competition. Slovakia had a really good first half, obviously opening up the scoring in the 17th minute with Stran's scoring. And if we take a look at the stats here, it's very one-sided. I mean, possession is pretty close, and the amount of shots that they took in total were pretty close, and XG and everything like that. However, in the game itself, how they played, I thought Slovakia were the much better team. And after Ukraine got that 3-0 loss in their first game, I thought Slovakia were really going to dominate throughout the entire game and possibly get their second win in the tournament. However, that completely changed in the second half. Ukraine were a lot better, having a lot more opportunities in front of goal, being more clinical, just absolutely, I want to say, and kind of controlling the game a little bit, the pace of the game a little bit. Obviously, Shaparenko got the equalizer in the 54th minute, and then Yarmouk off the bench scores the winning goal in the 80th minute, which honestly makes this group very interesting now. The fact that Belgium are bottom of the table is very strange to see. Of course, they still have to play against Romania, which honestly they should be winning. But considering the fact that they really struggled against Slovakia and Romania are coming off that 3-0 win against the Ukraine, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But with that win for Ukraine, that puts all the teams except for Belgium with 3 points, leaving it to anybody's game to either get automatically qualified or even get the third place spot. Obviously, my prediction, and I'm assuming most people's prediction, was for Belgium to finish first and either maybe Slovakia or Ukraine to finish second. I had Ukraine to finish second, with Slovakia third and Romania at the bottom, but it's literally quite the opposite now. Romania are on top, Belgium in last. So we'll have to see what happens. It's been a very entertaining group, a very dramatic group indeed. We'll just have to wait until Saturday for Belgium to play Romania and see if they get the win. And if Belgium do win this game, every team will have 3 points after 2 games, and that it'll quite literally come to the final day. Yeah, a game that maybe not a lot of people would care about or even think would seem important turns out to probably one of the most interesting groups in terms of who would actually be qualifying to the next round. Congratulations to the Ukraine for getting their win. I really thought they were going to be kind of a dark horse in this tournament, or at least getting into the knockout rounds, but they had a pretty slow start. But I'm glad they were able to get a win. And now let's move on to the second game of the day. Poland versus Austria. Another game that probably doesn't seem as exciting to most people, but honestly, this is also another like Group E type of situation. In this group, in Group D, Poland had a situation where they almost snuck a point against the Netherlands, one of the favorites to get out of the group. So you would believe that it would instill some confidence into this Polish side going into this Austria game, because if they did pretty well against the Netherlands, then they probably would do well against Austria. But however, that wasn't the case at all. In my personal opinion, this was 100% Austria's game, getting a 3-1 win over Poland, striking first in the 9th minute. And yes, Poland did get the equalizer, and it was pretty interesting for a bit. But then as soon as that second goal was scored, an absolute banger of a second goal, an absolute golazo. It was a well put together play. Then Sabitzer in the 77th minute, he won the penalty. Arnautovic capitalized on it, make it a 3-1, and then it was all over from there. But I thought Austria played really well. It was pretty much their game to win from the get-go. No Robert Lewandowski starting. He did come off the bench in the 60th minute, but wasn't able to do anything. Instead, got a yellow card. But yes, huge props to this Austrian side. A very solid team. Arnautovic, the captain, played very well, as well as Neymar and Sabitzer did really well as well. I said well way too many times there. They played good. Baumgartner obviously scoring the goal. And this is what Group D looks like at the moment, with France up top with the Netherlands right behind them on both on 3 points. Austria being in third place also with 3 points after getting this win, and Poland dead last with no points after 2 games. I think it's safe to say that Poland will not qualify for the next round, even if they do somehow get a win against France, which I highly doubt will happen, but you just never know, right? It doesn't shock me at all that Poland are not really competing. I mean, I think I predicted them being fourth. If I didn't predict them fourth, I'm kind of an idiot, or maybe I made a mistake. Austria are definitely a really good team, and I think third place would be a pretty decent finish for them. Even if I wouldn't even be surprised if they got second. France has been really shaky after seeing them play in their first game, only getting a 1-0 win over Austria, and that was because of an own goal. I would love to see Austria overtake France, and for the final standings for Group D be Netherlands first, Austria second, France third, and Poland fourth. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I think Austria getting a cheeky little draw against the Netherlands would be pretty cool, and I would love to see France tie against Poland. That would just be the most ideal situation in my opinion. All right, but enough of me hating on France. Let's move on to the France versus Netherlands game and see how that turned out. And last but not least, we have the final game of the day, Netherlands versus France, the most anticipated game of the day, and to be honest, probably one of the most boring games of the day. At least I was pretty bored from this game. Xavi Simons was denied the potentially winning goal for the Netherlands. It was disallowed due to offside, and a lot of people are saying it was a very controversial call, but honestly, if you know the rules, if you know the game, you know that it's offside. The Dutch player was interfering with the French goalkeeper. It was checked, it was reviewed, and I think it's 100% the right call. It does suck because Netherlands could have secured their place in the round of 16 with that goal, with that win. But, you know, at least the referees made the right decision. It was a very poor or off game for Antoine Griezmann, I think, especially for France. He's missed quite a few chances in front of the net. And of course, they didn't have Kylian Mbappe because of the broken nose. I thought if France were more on their game today, they could have 100% taken the victory. And I think they should have won this game. They had so many shots. They had so many shots throughout the game and so many opportunities in front of net, but they were either saved or they just completely went wide. They just completely missed every opportunity they had in front of goal. A lot of opportunities better than others, but literally like they would miss shots like 6 yards from the net. Stats alone, you can tell that France absolutely dominated the Dutch, right? Like 60 to 40% possession, almost a 1.5 XG with 15 total shots. Only 3 on target though. 2 missed big chances. The Netherlands had 8, so pretty much half of the total shots that France had. Half of those were on target. As good as this France team is on paper, they are really struggling to perform. Barely getting points from these last 2 games. Obviously, like I said, they won the first game due to an own goal against Austria, and now they scrape a tie. I mean, they obviously could have won, right? But they didn't, and that's the problem, because this is a strong France team, and this is also a strong Dutch team. This is a strong Netherlands team with a lot of quality players. But yeah, props to the Netherlands for being very solid. Offensively, they played really well. I mean, despite having the 15 shots that France had and having 1.5 XG, none of them went in. And I think maybe without the threat of Kylian Mbappe up top, that probably made their life a little bit easier, but it was still very difficult, and you can tell during the game. There's this stat here on FootMob that says, at the Euros, the Orange have now avoided defeat in all 3 of their group stage meetings with France in the year 2000, 2008, and 2024. So they are known historically for playing really well against France. But this is what the table currently looks like at the moment. The Netherlands get that first place spot with 4 points. The France are in second, also with 4. France and Austria will play for the last game of the group stage, and then the Netherlands and Poland will play also. This is honestly anybody's game. Anybody can qualify for the round of 16, and it's going to be very interesting. I'm very excited to see this. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and stopping by and watching all the way to the end. Make sure you hit that like button if you have enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to the SoFlo Soccer channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.